Microlearning is the future of education, and if you watch the rest of this video, you're going to find out why. Hi, my name is Sebastian from Interserv, and that's my sincere take. I'm not just playing that up for the camera. I genuinely believe that microlearning will play a really important role in the future of education. And to help understand why, I'm going to answer 8 quick questions. Let's start. Put simply, microlearning is an education style that aims to deliver learning content in a short, sharp way. Lessons typically range from a couple of minutes, and you only focus on one single topic. Microlearning differs from traditional learning in many ways, but most noticeably in its design. In traditional learning, you'd be typically taught in a classroom setting for about an hour or two. Conversely, microlearning would break up that topic into bite-sized chunks, maybe a couple of minutes each in length. Instead of a live classroom, it involves delivering short-form, multimedia, on-demand interactive content, and you should typically be able to browse it on your phone, making learning portable, flexible, and cost-efficient. Microlearning is incredible for attention. There's a model called the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve, which describes how recollection after you learn a topic decays over time. Basically, if you don't continuously reinforce and engage with a topic, you'll forget about most of its contents very quickly. What he also found, and what many studies since back up, is that if you space out the learning content, you both shorten the time it takes to learn it, but you also lengthen the time before you'll forget it. Microlearning is designed to do exactly that. It breaks up a larger topic into spaced out, short and succinct chunks. In a word, convenience. It has brevity and portability. The nature of having quick, concise lessons delivered in a short-form multimedia format allows for you to learn anytime, anywhere in a genuinely impactful way. Microlearning is designed to prioritize engagement, as learning is directly correlated with reinforcement and maintained attention. But instead of doing it in a gimmicky way like I just did, microlearning attempts to do it meaningfully. It'll often intersperse brief quizzes throughout the lesson, or even gamify part of the content to encourage active participation instead of just passive consumption. Moreover, because everyone learns differently, microlearning's multimedia format promotes engagement. For example, it'd be easy to zone out during a long speech, but when you're immersed in interconnected graphics, video, animations, and even interactive elements, you're much more likely to connect with at least one part of it. And when you're engaged, you learn. Microlearning is the future because its strengths directly complement modern lifestyle and psychological trends. Teenagers already consume massive amounts of short-form media through stuff like YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikToks. Moreover, a lot of the content that they consume is educational. It's a short-form format that they're already very used to. Adults are no exception. Working professionals feel more time pressured than ever before and are constantly looking for ways to optimize. For example, if you can take a forgettable, mandatory compliance seminar that usually takes about an hour, and you can turn it into a 5-minute lesson that you can browse on your phone, on the way to work, or in a break, that becomes incredibly valuable, not just for employees, but also their employers. No, and I can't stress this enough. It's important to learn the limitations of microlearning, and this is one of them. Microlearning should be used to supplement traditional learning rather than to replace it. It can streamline the learning experience for simple topics, and it's a great way to reinforce things that you've already learned. However, you can't use it to teach complex, multifaceted concepts. If the topic requires a certain amount of higher order thinking or interconnectedness that can't be broken down into these simple, granular packages, then microlearning isn't going to be useful at all. There's no replacement for traditional research, analysis, and typical learning structures. Microlearning can't be overused, and it's because of the inherent qualities of its design. Microlearning lessons are dense, and they're designed to be spaced out, so if you do too many of them at once, you can easily risk overload. It would defeat the purpose. If you're learning too much at once, the learning isn't micro at all. Obviously, there's so much more to microlearning that can't be addressed here. One of the downsides of short-form video content is that it often lacks nuance and detail. So, if you're genuinely interested in microlearning and you'd like to learn more, Interserv will be releasing fortnightly blogs for the next few months. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I really hope that you learned something about microlearning from it.